On December 14th, 2025, Hollywood was stunned by the sudden, tragic deaths of legendary director Rob Reiner and his wife of over 30 years, Michelle Singer Reiner. The couple was found murdered in their Brentwood home, a shocking crime that left fans and colleagues around the world reeling. Known for bringing warmth, humor, and humanity to cinema, Rob Reiner's passing was not only a personal loss for family and friends, but a cultural shock. The quiet, brutal nature of the crime amplified the sense of disbelief, reminding everyone that tragedy can strike even the most seemingly protected lives. The discovery. The bodies were discovered by family members on that fateful afternoon, setting off an immediate emergency response. The Los Angeles Fire Department was called around 3:30 p.m., and the Los Angeles Police Department soon followed. Inside their home, there were no signs of forced entry, and the neighborhood remained calm and unaware of what had occurred. Rob and Michelle had always valued privacy, and their home was a sanctuary. The investigators found both victims had suffered stab wounds, leaving no external clues pointing to an intruder. The tragedy forced the focus inward, toward family dynamics, in what became a chilling investigation. Investigation underway, the case was classified by the LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division as an apparent homicide, signaling clear evidence of criminal activity. No suspect had been arrested initially, and authorities refrained from releasing detailed theories, emphasizing only that the investigation was ongoing. The restraint from police only deepened the sense of unease, leaving the public grappling with shock and uncertainty. The Reiner family requested privacy, offering only a brief statement about the tragic loss. Even in silence, the weight of the event spread, reflecting the profound impact of losing a figure whose life had been dedicated to storytelling and human values. A life in film. Rob Reiner, 78, had long transcended Hollywood's awards circuit, leaving behind a body of work that shaped generations. Films like Stand By Me, The Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, and A Few Good Men became part of the cultural fabric, remembered for the human moments they captured rather than box office or technical achievements. His storytelling evoked emotions audiences recognized from their own lives, a rare ability that cemented his legacy. This connection made news of his death especially heavy, as it felt personal to so many. His films, once a source of joy and insight, now carry a somber resonance. Personal struggles behind the scenes. Few knew that Rob had endured years of private suffering tied to his son's struggle with addiction. This family pain, kept largely out of the public eye, weighed on him until the very end. Now, in a cruel twist, his son has come under suspicion in connection with Rob and Michelle's deaths, a detail that has shocked public opinion and added an unimaginable layer of tragedy. Rob's life was always about human stories, often reflecting the imperfections of family life he knew firsthand. The intersection of personal grief and public tragedy makes the loss even more poignant and complex. Tributes from leaders and peers. Within a day of the news, tributes poured in from political and cultural figures. Barack Obama remembered Reiner as a storyteller who illuminated the American experience through deeply human narratives. Nancy Pelosi praised him for blending art and civic responsibility. Gavin Newsom highlighted his consistency and willingness to speak truthfully even amid controversy. Fellow artists remembered his influence on set. Aaron Sorkin spoke of Reiner's ability to craft authentic drama, Billy Crystal recalled his encouragement, and Meg Ryan described the safety and trust he created. These remembrances painted a portrait of a man whose impact extended far beyond cinema. The filmmaker's philosophy. Throughout his career, Rob Reiner focused on the bonds between imperfect people, emphasizing love, family, and resilience. He told stories bluntly, never softening his message, which for some was a mark of courage and for others a point of contention. Over time, his public persona also made him a figure in political debates, though he never used his films as platforms for politics. His work remained genuine, rooted in human experience. Yet, as society polarized, the distance between audience and artist grew. His films endured, but the man who created them sometimes became less accessible to the public conversation. The shadow of loss. Rob Reiner faced profound personal loss before his own death. In 2020, he lost his father, Carl Reiner, a legendary figure who had guided and protected him throughout life. Rob described feeling orphaned in his 70s, forced to navigate life without the anchor his father had provided. This earlier grief shaped him, deepening his understanding of human vulnerability. His films reflect this experience, often portraying families and individuals striving to hold themselves together amid difficulty. Personal loss informed his work, giving it a resonance that audiences could feel intuitively. Living on the edge of legacy. Reiner's life was defined not by a lack of success, but by its fullness and complexity. He lived on the fragile boundary between legacy and expectation, between acclaim and quiet solitude. While his films celebrated human connection, his personal experiences revealed life's often painful realities. This duality is part of his enduring appeal. He depicted imperfect families, individuals trying to love and protect one another despite inevitable shortcomings. His life and art together offer a story of brilliance, intertwined with the shadows that accompany it, moments of quiet struggle often invisible to the world. The end of an era, the deaths of Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer. Reiner leave a void in both the cinematic world and the hearts of those who knew them. Beyond the legacy of films that continue to touch audiences, their story is a deeply human one about love, family, resilience, and pain that is sometimes unspoken. In the quiet aftermath, what remains is not only memory but reflection, a reminder of life's fragility and the indelible impact one person can have through art, integrity, and dedication. Their absence is felt everywhere, yet their influence endures through the stories they left behind. Remembering through their work, Rob Reiner's films remind us that storytelling is more than entertainment. It is a reflection of our shared humanity. They capture moments of joy, sorrow, courage, and love, preserving fragments of life that audiences recognize within themselves. His work encouraged empathy, understanding, and reflection, a legacy that continues even after his tragic passing. While his life ended in heartbreak, the art he created ensures that his voice, vision, and values remain accessible to future generations, a testament to the power of cinema to immortalize the human experience. A life fully lived ultimately. Rob Reiner's life demonstrates the intersection of personal struggle, professional achievement, and enduring human connection. He succeeded not only as a filmmaker, but as a chronicler of the human condition. While tragedy marked his final days, it cannot overshadow decades of work that shaped culture and hearts alike. His story serves as a reminder that even extraordinary lives contain private trials, and that true impact often comes from authenticity and courage. Rob Reiner leaves behind both a cinematic legacy and a deeply human story, one of love, family, and lives, intertwined with art in ways that will never be forgotten.